Hi all, Clive Stanton here, and welcome to the 2022 Warhammer Skulls Showcase. Skulls is the annual celebration of Warhammer video games, and we're going to kick off the next week of promotions by taking a look at some of the awesome titles and updates on their way soon, including Space Marine 2, where I voice the part of Titus of the Ultramarines. So sit back, strap in for some exclusive world premieres and reveals.
The city of Tertium is under attack. My city. A dark tide of chaos is rising. Our best fighters are falling. It's time to try new tactics. Something different. Something desperate. We take you, the outcast and the criminal, the lost and the damned, because you have nothing left to lose. So you're the scum we're counting on now. And if it's come to this, then God Emperor help us all.
Commander, prepare to engage.
The bloom is mutating. New and potent strains now plague the sector. Your knights must be ready, Commander. The time has come.
Knights of Titan, you are the instrument of the Emperor's will.
Come at me, heretics!
Failure will cost many souls.
The Bloom's power here is overwhelming. We will infect the realms of chaos with our purity. Perhaps it is time to deploy more proactive tactics. Each of my brothers is an army unto himself. A mighty shield against the coming darkness.
Hello, Warhammer fans. I'm Noah Dexter Jackson, CEO and Creative Director at Complex Games. I hope you enjoyed that trailer, which celebrates the incredible response we've had since launching Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Demon Hunters on Steam and the Epic Games Store this past May. For many of us, working in the Warhammer 40,000 universe has been the realization of a lifelong passion for the hobby. And alongside the legendary Aaron Dembski-Bowden, we've built an immersive story set in the grim darkness of the far future, a brutal struggle between the Grey Knights and the forces of Nurgle, led by none other than Mortarion himself. We've been overwhelmed by the support of our community since launch, and we love seeing the stories you've created for your own squads as they battle against the chaos plague known as the Bloom. As part of this Skulls showcase, we've commissioned a new requisition from Grandmaster Varden Kai to aid you in the fight against Nurgle. The Ward of Osseous is available for all players from today. See you aboard the Baleful Edict.
Summon the Elector Counts!
Mighty!
Welcome, mortals. I've something special waiting for you. I hope you don't mind, but I made things a little more challenging. Don't worry, you'll learn more soon enough.
So working on a Warhammer 40,000 license, especially Space Marine 2, is an amazing honor, and I'm very excited about it. There are millions of people that love this franchise. And one of the scary things about this franchise is that there are millions of people that love this franchise.
We didn't just want to create any third-person shooter. We wanted to create a game that embodied the galactic warfare that you come to know from this franchise. It is a passion piece for all of the people working at Saber. You know, these are people who've read the novels for years, who've played the games, and so nobody has higher expectations than us.
I'm playing physically what amounts to like a super galactic space warrior. You know, these guys are 2.5 meters tall. They're probably about 500 pounds before you even put the armor on top of them, and their armor, it's ginormous. How do you recreate that? And then you see it, and you know, suddenly I am 2.5 meters tall, and it's pretty amazing.
Most human beings in this world will never see a space marine. They're the stuff of legends. They're known as the angels of death. His angels. When one appears on the battlefield, it's like seeing an angel of God.
Well, Titus, he's been there, done that, seen more than all the other Ultramarines. He's an apex predator. Yeah, everything he does with purpose, everything with intention, everything with extreme power.
People who've read the books will have expectations about how Space Marines fight, and so that's been our guiding principle behind the gameplay that we created. One of my favorite parts of the trailer release at the Game Awards was watching the feedback that people gave afterwards. And I saw all this excitement over just a tiny few snippets of gameplay, and I just kept thinking, wait till you see what we got for you. Wait till you see what's next.
The galaxy is merciless. As life reached to conquer the stars, foes appeared at the turn of every corner. And many found themselves racing against the relentless march of oblivion. From the sons of a torn empire, brought low by heresy and treason, to the wandering children of the stars, makers of their own undoing. Those who broke their own gods and forged a path to eternity. And the spawn of savagery, hungry only for more battle. When life turns against itself and unforgiving devastation seeks to prey upon existence, who will withstand the whims of fate?
Greetings, Blood Bowl fans and coaches of all stripes. You've already had a look at several of the teams that will be included in Blood Bowl 3 when it launches. This year, some of you were even able to try out the game in closed beta. Today, we're pleased to be able to tell you a bit more about two teams that will be making their first appearance in the game: the Chaos Renegades and the Old World Alliance. What these two teams have in common is that they're made up of several players that are usually in other teams. So, with the Old World Alliance, you'll be able to make up a team that includes humans, dwarves, halflings, and the famous Tree Man support. This team combines the flexibility of the humans with the resistance of the dwarves. And if you still need a bit more punch, you've got the Tree Man, who can really block his own. But make sure you manage the different parts of your team correctly, though. Basically, the humans tend to refuse to pass the ball to other players, and the dwarves play very independently, which might make you use up too many rerolls. We had fun designing new, unique customization options for this team, with markings from both the human and dwarf teams, so there is a single team look rather than different ones. And this is especially obvious with the Tree Man, who has a really unique look. The Chaos Renegades, for their part, are an unlikely alliance of humans, dark elves, Skaven, and greenskins, alongside the big guys of Chaos. One small point that sets this team apart is that it can recruit up to 3 tough players, so they really are devastatingly strong and intimidating. Because of their allegiance to the gods of chaos, every player on the team has special access to mutation skills, giving them a lot of flexibility. Blood Bowl 3 has also given us the chance to highlight a new, major game feature, the pitches, which have specific gameplay rules. Today, we're going to give you an early look at 3 of them. The first is the Chaos Chosen pitch, with mounds of skulls, stone pillars swaying in the magic wind, and molten lava. It is clearly a pitch occupied by dark forces. The pitch starts out in a completely normal way, but if one of the players from either team ever spills blood during the first half, it will draw the attention of demonic entities. In the second half, heat and lava will make the game a lot more complicated. Sprinting players will trip and fall more easily, and some of them may even be forced to miss entire drives if they succumb to heat stroke. The second of these pitches is dedicated to one of the 4 gods of chaos, Nurgle, the god of disease, decay, and rebirth. At first, the pitch is dormant, but if any player is ever unfortunate enough to die on this sacred ground, then the pitch will awaken from its slumber. Carnivorous plants and swarming worms, what had been silent starts to hum with life. Fast players are more likely to fall down, and it becomes difficult for them to interact with the ball, encouraging a slow and defensive game, which gives Nurgle's team a particular advantage. The third of these pitches is that of the Dark Elves. What's special about this pitch is that it was built over water, but there's more. Beneath the waves lurks a monstrous sea creature. And beware, if either team scores a touchdown in the first half, it might stir. A roaring crowd awakens the impressive tentacled monster. During the second half of the match, the pitch is partly flooded, and stunned players will have trouble coming around. The players will also have to move more slowly in order to avoid the monster's tentacles. So, now I'd just like to say I hope you all have a great day, great matches, and of course, a little bit of luck with the dice. We hope you have enjoyed all these new features. We genuinely can't wait to show you even more. Blood Bowl 3 holds some more tremendous surprises for you. So, we will say, see you soon on the pitch, coaches.
When developing Battle Sector, we set out to create a definitive battle-scale turn-based strategy game for the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The base game of Battle Sector features the Age of Crimson Dawn campaign, set during the aftermath of the devastation of Baal. In April, we released our newest faction, the Ancient Undying Forces of the Necrons. And now, we're about to unveil the next faction coming to wage war in Battle Sector. The full ranks of the Sisters of Battle are coming to Battle Sector. This summer, they will become a fully playable, fleshed-out faction with a complete roster ready to bring the Emperor's judgment to all who would defy them. The Black Lab art team are currently hard at work creating the models. Their goal is to accurately represent the Adeptus Sororitas and allow the Order's militants to purge all heresy from Battle Sector. You can expect the Sisters of Battle to be available as a DLC this autumn. Battle Sector is constantly expanding with free updates as well as new DLC content. These free updates contain new content and features, developed by the Black Lab Games team, but listening to and constantly working with our community. We are announcing today that there is going to be a new game mode available, on top of the story campaign, single and multiplayer skirmish, and planetary supremacy. The Ordo Malleus have named it the Demonic Incursion. The Demons of Khorne are coming to Battle Sector. In these first stages of their invasion from the warp, there will be a formidable foe that players will encounter on the battlefields of planetary supremacy. Players will be challenged to face never-ending hordes of demons, which keep arriving through rifts into the realm of chaos. Dare you hope to survive? The inclusion of a survival mode adds yet another new way to play Battle Sector, allowing players to challenge themselves against the horde and to compete with each other to get the highest scores. We don't have a confirmed date for its release yet, so expect to hear more from us over the course of the summer. 2 months ago, when we added the Necrons, we released a free update that contained the new Planetary Supremacy campaign mode. It's a single-player sandbox campaign that can be played as any faction. The goal is to dominate the planetary sectors by conquering the board where every tower is defended and will trigger a new battle. All battles are fought across procedurally generated maps, and all feature different AI opponents. We're committed to continually developing the game by combining the dev team's plan, but also listening to our community's feedback. One of the most requested features was for more options for army progression. You've been heard, and it's high on our priority list. We are adding more variety in the armies that you battle against, such as the Demons of Khorne. We're also going to review and expand the overworld strategy map. Planetary supremacy will be updated constantly and regularly. These are just the things that are next on the list. We have further plans to update and expand the Planetary Supremacy campaign and continue to listen to the community. I will let you know about what's coming next in the next few months. The far future may be grim and dark, but it's bright for Battle Sector. And we can confidently say that it will continue for years ahead as well. We have very ambitious plans for Battle Sector, including new factions, new units, new game modes, and new features as we continue to create a definitive battle-scale, turn-based strategy game for the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Just between you and me, I've heard whispers on the auspex of what new forces might be arriving in the future. I can't say anything about it yet, of course. The Officio Assassinorum will be having a quiet word if I did. Let's just say we got some really cunning plans.
For millennia, our esteemed dynasty has served the Imperium of Man, bringing forth worlds from the darkness of the void and into the light of holy terror. Yet I am but an instrument of his will, a sword in his hand. In his great wisdom, the Emperor bestowed a sacred mission upon his followers most true: to explore the frontiers uncharted, to claim relics unthinkable, to thwart threats unnumbered. And I, too, come the day I dread, will leave this mission to you, my heir. What will your fate be? One of service? Of glory? Of heresy? One can only hope it will be better than mine.
That was quite something. And next up, we have some great updates and announcements on our Warhammer mobile games.
are made of fire and metal.
We are above all.
Under the tread of God engines, all things are equal in their insignificance.
Yet we grant our might and flame to those with a worthy cause.
We fight for the Emperor and humanity.
We fight for the War Master. The gods of war shall walk,
And death shall follow with us.
of light, the balance of nature is stably preserved. But dark powers are lurking. Disease, pestilence, mutations. I think it is time to brighten up this battle.
Valinor, the Stoneheart King, has entered Soul Arena. Bringing some light to the battlefield, the new captain will introduce the Lumineth Realm Lords. Like all Soul Arena captains, Valinor has a unique trait, Elder Wisdom. Once dropping to low health, he will get an extra free unit space in order to add the perfect unit when it matters the most. He won't start off with a lot of gems, but his starting unit will be a more expensive one. The Valinor unit pool is unique in the sense that he is not only able to use most of the known Order units, but also the new Lumineth faction. Living in Heesh, the Realm of Light, the Lumineth are gracefully mastering both mind and blade. Lords of the Arcane, they harness the power of light, wind, and earth into artful weapons of war. You're able to go for a more greedy playstyle with this captain if you are willing to take some risks in the early game. The extra unit spot goes well with building more active synergies than usual in the late game. Master your economy, and Valinor can be a real cash cow. Since Valinor's trait isn't active from the start, he has to be careful not to be overrun by aggressive captains. But if timed well, he can be able to utilize low health to pick first in the bonus rounds, while at the same time increasing his army size by dropping to low health. If winning is not enough for you, Valinor have some breathtaking cosmetics to show off while crushing your opponents. Are you ready to light up the battle?
It's time, boys!
Well, there you go. That certainly didn't disappoint. You can learn more about all of the games featured in the showcase and where to play or pre-order them by visiting warhammer-community.com/skulls. And while you're there, don't forget to check out all of the Warhammer video games that are running promotions for the next week. So if you've been thinking about taking a digital dive into the grim darkness of the far future, or the savage frontiers of the mortal realms, then maybe now's the time. Thanks for watching.